They say revenge is a dish best served cold. I served mine at room temperature, in front of 300 people, with a 47-page dossier. I work in compliance, which means I know exactly how to document fraud. Let me tell you about the day I destroyed someone's entire career. With nothing but the truth. Meet Derek, mid-level manager at a tech company, charismatic, well-connected, absolute sociopath. For 3 years, Derek built his reputation on other people's work. He'd take credit for their ideas, throw them under the bus when projects failed, and gaslight anyone who called him out. I made the mistake of confronting him privately about a project he stole from me. He smiled, thanked me for the feedback, and moved on. 2 days later, rumors started spreading. Apparently, I was difficult to work with, unreliable, had a drinking problem at the office Christmas party 3 years ago. None of it was true, but Derek was good at his job, and his job was manipulation. Within a week, I was sidelined on projects, passed over for a promotion, treated like a liability. That's when I decided, if he wanted to weaponize lies, I'd weaponize the truth. I just needed time and patience, and a very detailed spreadsheet. 6 months. That's how long I spent building my case. Every conversation, every stolen idea, every fabricated credential, all documented. Phase 1, documentation. I started keeping a log. Every meeting where Derek took credit for someone else's work, every time he lied about his qualifications, every person he threw under the bus. Phase 2, verification. Derek loved to brag about his credentials. MBA from a prestigious university, 10 years of experience in the field, published research, except none of it checked out. The MBA was from a diploma mill that shut down 5 years ago. His 10 years of experience included 4 years as a retail manager. The published research didn't exist. Phase 3, witnesses. I reached out to people who'd worked with Derek before, former colleagues at previous companies, people he'd burned and discarded. They all had stories, similar patterns, stolen credit, fabricated achievements, strategic character assassination of anyone who got too close to the truth. Phase 4, the dossier. I compiled everything into a 47-page document. Timeline of lies. Documented theft of intellectual property. Testimonials from 8 different people across 3 companies. Phase 5, the official channels. I submitted formal complaints to HR, escalated to the legal department, provided evidence of policy violations and potential fraud, and then I waited, because Derek had one more thing on his calendar, the quarterly all-hands meeting, where he was scheduled to present his strategy for the next fiscal year. 3 days away. Day of the meeting. 300 employees in the room. Senior leadership in the front row. Derek at the podium, confident as ever, presenting slides about his vision. 20 minutes into his presentation, I raised my hand, asked a simple question. Can you clarify which parts of this strategy came from the research you published? He didn't miss a beat, smiled, referenced a journal that sounded credible, moved on. That's when I stood up. That's interesting, because that journal doesn't exist, and neither does your MBA or your 10 years of experience in this field. Would you like me to present the evidence? The room went silent. Derek's smile faltered. He tried to laugh it off, called it a misunderstanding. But I wasn't done. I handed the dossier to HR, sent a copy to every senior leader in the room via email. 47 pages, time-stamped, cross-referenced, corroborated by 8 witnesses. Derek was escorted out of the building 3 hours later, fired for cause. No severance, no reference. His LinkedIn profile scrubbed of every fake credential within the week. The story made it to industry news sites. Company terminates manager following fraud investigation. His name was searchable, permanently. I didn't feel victorious. I felt relieved. The next week, people started coming to me, apologizing for believing the rumors, thanking me for doing what they were too scared to do. 2 months later, I got the promotion Derek had blocked. Not because of what I did to him, because leadership finally saw what I'd been doing all along. Derek's last LinkedIn update was 6 months ago. No new position, no new company, just silence. Meanwhile, I built the team he always pretended to lead. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. I disagree. Revenge is best served with documentation, and witnesses, and a company-wide email. Have you ever dealt with a boss who weaponized lies or took credit for your work? Let me know below.